Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm down in the garage right now. I got a new project I'm going to start working on. It's spring 2024 right now, and let me show you what I got. All right, so yesterday I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace, and I picked up this. Lady had it listed for 30 bucks. It's an old Murray. I think on the back it says it's from 98. I can't really tell. We'll let everybody see. It's got a Briggs & Stratton 11 horsepower in it. I'm not sure if it runs. Let me untangle this. So I think today's goal is going to be kind of get everything out of the garage, get the rest of these projects out of here, make some room, scoot some things over, pull this in. I want to make sure that engine runs first. If the engine runs, I'm going to start tearing it down because the goal with this build is to do basically a drift cart, a drift mower. I'll post some pictures up above, maybe over here. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Those are kind of what's inspired me. So I'll link their channels down below if you guys want to go check them out. And in the meantime, I'm going to get my heater started up. It's a little cold out here, and I'll probably go start up the smudge pot. So see you in a bit. All right, the garage is pretty much cleaned out. We're ready to start tearing this thing down. Let me give you one more up close view of what we're working with. And then we'll try to gut this thing down, maybe try to start this engine before we do anything else. All right, here she is. By all accounts, I believe it's a 98 model. To me, it looks a lot older than that, but the manufacturer's date definitely says 98 on the back. So we got 3 wheels. We're missing a wheel on this side. I spun that rear shaft and it's not locked up, so that's a good thing. We need to drop this deck off. We're going to try to keep all the wheels. I'm just going to try to get another wheel from like a lawnmower junkyard. I live in Kentucky, so you see a lot of mowers around. Other than that, the body's really clean. It's definitely got an old patina look, which I really like. I love the front end. We got a little dent there to deal with. I'm going to try to smack some of that out. And that's kind of it. We're going to slam this thing on the ground. We're going to try to get it as low as we can, tuck these wheels up in here. Not sure how we're going to do that yet. Don't know if we're going to cut this I-beam up front or if we're going to try to kind of C-notch that into the frame. We'll see what gets us the best results. That's it, I think. Let's get to it. All right, I almost forgot I wanted to start this smudge pot up and burn some of this used oil that I got laying around. So let's get that burning. Oh, I got some used cooking oil too I need to throw in there. All right, we got it burning. She's cheating. I need to add this oil in. All right, I'm gonna start trying to see if I can get this engine to turn over. I'm gonna grab a battery off my other mower and see if I can maybe grab those 2 wires to the ignition and see if I can jump it that way. I wanna go ahead and grab the air box off. I'm gonna try to get to the carburetor, take off the carb float bowl, make sure there's no rust or nothing in that. Put a little bit of fresh gas in it and see if we can get it kicked over. I just reached in here and unplugged the 2 headlights. They were just connected by those 2 wires. And looks like the hood's only held on with these 2 bolts at the bottom right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the hood off, that way I can get some more room, because the hood's gotta come off anyways. Okay, so this is where we're at with it. I dropped the bowl for the carb and it almost looked like 2-cycle engine oil. It was really dark, like whatever residue was left over. That might just be because gas was left in it and it ate away at some of the gaskets. So that's probably what that is. The air filter was so bad, it's completely dry rotted. Let me see if I can go find a chunk of it. Yeah, look right here. Look at this. You push in, it just falls apart. So yeah, that's why you check that stuff before you try to start your engine. I took the spark plug out and cleaned the spark plug also, just with some sandpaper. It's got oil in it, but it's like black. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil because it doesn't take that much oil. And that way we can see if we can at least get this thing running. Now, what else I want to tell you guys? Other than that, I think that's it. So let me just try to rig this up so I don't spill oil everywhere. And then I think we'll be good to go. So it looks like someone just like threaded a pipe in here. Yeah, so it's coming out right now. You can see it. It's black and thick. The good thing is I don't see any metal in it. I can't tell if what I'm touching is dirt or from the engine, but there's definitely something on my finger. It might just be the dirt from around this. So I'll let this drain for a minute. I'll throw some fresh oil in it, rig up a battery, throw a new gas tank on. I didn't want to run that gas tank because it's hard for me to look down in there before I wash it out. So I'll put a mini bike gas tank on it, see if we can get this thing fired up. All right, it got dark on me. I started doing some other things. I got caught up doing some things around the house. I got good news and bad news about the tractor. So let's get into what the good news and bad news is. Here we go. All right, so clean the fuel cell out, got a filter in it, ran it to the carb. The carb was stuck. So I got the carb unstuck, cleaned the bowl out, told you about the spark plug, drained the oil, put some new 10W30 in there that I had laying around. And then I was looking to jump this thing. So I thought, okay, let me grab my battery from my other mower. So I put my battery from my other mower in here. It didn't have a key in it. I found the key. The key was literally laying there, which I have no clue how it stayed there the whole time. I had this thing in the back of a Scion, which I'll put up at the top. We drug this through a yard. I've drug it out of the car. I have no clue how that key stayed there the whole time, but luckily I was just staring here and noticed the key. So found the key. So don't need to wire it together, but then I started looking. There's no starter on the motor, which sucks. I had no idea. I looked it up. I can get one for like 20, 30 bucks. But the problem with that is I'll be waiting, and I don't really want to wait. I want to start tearing this thing down. So regardless, this motor has to come off. I'm pretty confident that it will run. I mean, the oil was fine. There was no metal in it. Spark looked good. And, you know, when I bought this mower, some of the things that were missing with it was it didn't have a back tire. I just threw that on there so it would kind of balance this thing out while I worked on it. But there was no back tire on it. So I just assumed someone 20 years ago went to go get a new back tire and decided, hey, I don't want to spend 40 bucks. And then they parked the thing. But now that I see the starter's missing, I guess what happened was the starter went bad and they didn't want to spend the 40 bucks, and somewhere along the line the tire went missing. So that's kind of a good thing. Now we know why the thing was stopped and we don't just think it was maybe blown. It wouldn't crank over. So I think I'll start tearing this thing down. I'm going to get it down to the frame rails and try to decide how exactly I want to lower it. I'm kind of wanting to keep this front I-beam, so I'll show you guys that. In here. Oh, let me get down here. This right here is what kind of connects everything to the steering. I'd like to just drop this up into the frame. There's a lot of room to move that mower back if I need to, so we'll just see how that works out. So I guess from here on out, we'll just start tearing. All right, so we got a lot done. I think I'm about to wrap it up for today and start back up maybe tomorrow on Saturday. Let me show you everything we got done today. All right, here she is, looking a lot better. Man, that deck, I'm not joking. I've seen people drop that deck in YouTube videos in like 5 minutes. I should have not removed that console. That bar gave me so much trouble, I had to use a grinder to get that deck off. I got the console off, got the seat off, got the steering wheel out. Finally got the deck out, so it's over here. The good thing about the deck, and one thing I'm looking forward to, is that it's thick. Like, it's super thick. It's rusted to shit, but that's okay. I'm gonna use a lot of that for sheet metal when I need it. I know there's a few brackets that I might need, especially if I decide to raise that into the frame, the front steering. Other than that, here we are. This is definitely an older model. I don't think it's a 98. I was looking right here. Some of the ones I've seen people take apart, this foot pad comes off with this back fender area, but mine's not like that. It looks like this is part of the frame. The actual foot pad is. So that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the engine, I think. I put the spare tire on. I think I told you guys that. Pull that back piece off, that fender area, and then we'll be down to just frame. Tomorrow, I think I'll spray it off. And to be honest, I think I'll wait on all this tomorrow. So here we are. Here's our finished build. I mean, we're getting there. That took me a few hours, I'm not gonna lie. I got caught up in doing some other things, tried to build a fire for my wife. Been drinking a little bit. But I think she's going to go good, boys. I'd like to reuse that bracket right there as a shifter, because if you notice here, the shifting linkage is kind of down here. I don't want that. I kind of want it over here. I'd like to shift through my gears. I'm going to have to buy a gas pedal, or I'm going to make one. Other than that, here we are. All right, guys, thanks for watching. This is going to be part 1 in the Murray drift build. I got a lot left to do. We're gonna take it day by day. I'm gonna try to get this thing done before spring. I'd love to drive it all spring, summer, fall, winter. It'd be a blast. I'm going tomorrow to look at a bunch of tractors with my cousin, so hopefully we can pan some things out. Might drag another one. If I find another Murray, I'm buying it just for spare parts. And I really like this body style. So again, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you want. This is gonna be part 1, and we'll pick up on part 2 next. See you guys, peace.